YouTube, yo, what's going on? We are back with another video, and actually by today's title, we're gonna be reacting to a Bleacher Report article. Now I know it's been a while since we did a Bleacher Report article, but it's the dead of the off season, and summer league basketball's on, so I thought, why not? It came across my feed like 2 weeks ago. I saved it, and now's the time. But we're gonna be checking out ranking the 10 best undrafted players of all time. A lot of people tend to be good role players, or they're starting their role whenever they get the chance. We all know the Nikola Jokic was in the second round, and most famously, we all know, arguably, I'm going to say he's number one on the list. We'll find out in a second. But Ben Wallace was undrafted, if y'all already know that, and Hall of Famer. So let's go ahead and check it out. Yo, this should be a nice little fun article. Let's see what they got to say. Every NBA draft leaves behind a few hidden gems. We're here to celebrate the very best of those undrafted success stories, but with a key boundary. We are drawing the line at the NBA and ABA merger in 1976, 77. While there were standout players before the era, the post-merger league is widely seen as the modern NBA's true beginning, where talents and competition reached a new level of consistency. Okay, I can agree with that, because the ABA had their own stars in their own right. But yeah, let's go ahead. Just honorable mentions. We see the cut from the top 10 was razor thin, and these names deserve their nod. Jose Calderon, undrafted in 2003, had no idea he was undrafted. Quietly put together a decade-long career defined by efficiency and leadership, and was often among the league's assist to turnover leader. Does he still have the free throw percentage record? Does he still have that? I think he does. He might have that. Then we got Austin Reeves. Though still writing his story, has already become a key piece on a contending Lakers squad. His rise from undrafted to Olympic caliber rotation player is no fluke. Yeah. Hey, Austin Reeves is what a gem. What a gem. What a gem. What a gem. And I'm going to say this, because if you don't know, I'm a Heat player, and people always like to say, "Oh, Miami's good at finding hidden gems and stuff like that." Hey, the Lakers really found one in Austin Reeves. Even when he may get traded eventually, we don't, just who knows. And I don't think nobody's touchable at this point. LeBron is on the trade block, but even when LeBron's going, you still have some guard depth, and then you got Luka. So I mean, Austin Reeves was definitely a good find. Wesley Matthews carved out a 15-year career as a reliable 3-and-D specialist for 8 teams, most notably the Trailblazers and Mavericks. The kind of player every playoff team needs. Okay, Rajah Bell, shout out Rajah Bell, brought defense toughness to every stop, making life miserable for entire elite scorers in 2000. David Wesley, okay, David Wesley is a really good one. Was a bucket getter before the term even had attraction. Hey, it's tough. An undersized guard who averaged double figures for a decade. None cracked the top 10, but all the textbook cases of undrafted excellent. I think, and if we look back at this list in a couple years, Austin Reeves is probably going to be on this list. But it just also depends who they have. So let's just see. Jeremy Lin. Okay, number 10. Could we say Austin Reeves is like already could pass Jeremy Lin already? But that's just my thoughts. Jeremy Lin's story is the kind of sports fairy tale that barely seems real. And undrafted Ivy League guard sleeping on a teammate's couch who took over the world for a month in 2012. Yeah, Lin Sanity. Hey, you had to be there. I know, it's a lot of young fans nowadays. Lin Sanity was a time. And remember, this is also the man that waved off Kobe Bryant and hit a game winner. That takes some toughness. But yeah, that month-long stretch of the Knicks and Jeremy Lin taking over the league, cooking. And I know that this is going to sound crazy, but I'm a Heat fan. Hey, I believed he either we stopped him or he could have won him. I cannot remember. This is a long time ago, by the way. But Jeremy Lin had a very decent career too. He was always a bucket, so that's dope. Shout out Brad Miller. Brad Miller is I would say slept on by most people, but yeah, Brad Miller might not have had the flash of some other names on his list, but his resume is undeniable. Undrafted out of Purdue in '98, Miller worked his way into the league through the CBA and eventually carved out a 14-year NBA career that included 2 All-Star selections, a rare feat for any undrafted player, let alone a center in the golden era of bigs. Yeah, Brad Miller can shoot that ball too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he shoot that ball. Miller averaged 11, 7, 2 across 868 career games with career shooting splits of 48% from the field and nearly 80% from the free throw line, a testament of his touch and skill. Shout out Brad Miller. Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson's a good one. A key player on those Spurs teams, man. Key player. Shout out Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson's journey from undrafted point guard to NBA champion and esteemed head coach exemplifies perseverance. Wow, I cannot read well. Known affectionately as the little General, Johnson's 16-year NBA playing career and subsequent coaching success made him one of the most impactful undrafted players in the league. Standing at 5'10", Avery Johnson was 5'10". Okay. Yeah, Avery Johnson. Yo, those Spurs teams. We had Timmy. We had D-Rob. Was Dennis Rodman part of one of those teams? Was he there? I don't know, but Avery Johnson, shout out Avery Johnson. More notable, known for his being a good coach. Had a decent career. Shout out Avery Johnson. Alex Caruso is a good one. Whoa, okay. Shout out Caruso, man. You got another ring. Could bump him higher. The man has 2 rings. Alex Caruso. Every team wants him. Every team loves him. I wish Miami had him. We can't get nobody. But Alex Caruso went from G League and amenity to one of the most respected perimeter defenders in the NBA. Not bad for a dude who never heard his name called on draft night in 2016. But don't let the hype fool you. Caruso's rise is built on grit, IQ, defense, and coaches drool over him. That coaches drool over him. Drool over. Wow. What's going on? Dang. Alex Caruso, yeah. In OKC, he's just in OKC. That team is really stacked when you think about it. They just casually have Alex Caruso coming off the bench. Oh, that's crazy, man. Shout out Caruso, man. 2 rings, played with a lot of great players in his great time. Yo, Caruso played with a lot of great players. Have y'all seen that picture of it? I think it was him and Mark Dayton Hall back in the G League days, where they were coaching. I mean, when he was coach and Caruso down in G League, the fact that they ended up winning championship, that's kind of fire. Shout out Caruso, man. Bruce Bowen, another key player, another gritty defender, another good player for the Spurs team. Bruce Bowen's legacy was built on suffocating defense and championship grit. In fact, you could say the overused term 3&D started with the San Antonio Spurs, with his San Antonio Spurs tenure. Undrafted in '93, Bowen bounced around Europe and the CBA before finally catching on in the NBA, eventually becoming a defensive anchor for one of the greatest dynasties of the 2000s. As a member of the Spurs, Bowen won 3 championships and earned 8 consecutive. Wait a minute, 8 consecutive all-defensive teams. That's tough, Bruce. 5 first teams and 3 second teams. The streak recognition from 2001 to 2008 cemented his reputation as arguably the best perimeter defender of his era and top 5 all time. Whoa, top 5 all time. That is a great feat to have, and arguably the best perimeter defender of his era. Are we talking about 2000s? Y'all know who played in the 2000s? Kobe. You know what I mean? A lot of Paul Pierce, Gilbert Arenas, there was a lot of good guards and out there. So to get 8 of them things in a row and be called one of the best perimeters of his era, that's kind of nice. Shout out Bruce, man. Fred VanVleet, really. I was expecting to see Fred VanVleet on his list, but I didn't. I think you could put Caruso higher than him now. I think you could put Caruso and Bruce Bowen higher than him. Let me look at that one more time. I get it. What Freddie did on that championship run and how he came out of nowhere, I respect it. I might put Caruso higher than him. That's just me though. But let's see what they say. Fred VanVleet beat the odds while making a brand out of it. Undrafted 2016, passed over by every team in both rounds. VanVleet stuck with his now famous motto, bet on yourself. And he's been cashing in ever since. Yeah. Freddie, hey, even to today, starting point guard for the Rockets. Freddie got that dog in him. Freddie is illegit. Freddie's one of the ones. Even though sometimes he can't throw a rock in the ocean. Yeah, can't throw a rock in the ocean. How about the Toronto Raptors? VanVleet worked his way from the G League to be one of the most dependable two-way guards in the league. His breakout came during the 2019 Finals against Golden State Warriors, where he was essential as the fourth offensive option and spark plug off the bench. He hounded Steph Curry on defense, dropped clutch jumpers, and averaged 14 and 2 steals per game in the series. And again, yeah, 60 put up 22 points and nailed the dagger 3 en route to the Raptors' first title. So are they saying that performance in the finals holds a lot of weight? Okay. Since then, eventually his resume has only grown. He is the All-Star 2022. He holds the record for most points scored in a game by an undrafted player, 54. Oh wow, that's dope. Against Orlando in 2021. Across his career, he averaged 14, 5, and 3 rebounds, all while earning a rep as one of the league's best defensive guards under 6'3". Okay, I mean, trust me, I like Fred VanVleet. I just think you could put Caruso higher than him, but that's just me though. But shout out to Freddie B, man. Got KD now. Got KD on your team. Go crazy, but go crazy. Not mad at it. JJ Barea, whoa, JJ Barea. Okay. I can say I'm not surprised, but a little surprised. Not surprised. Undrafted, out Northeastern, 5'10" Puerto Rican, JJ Barea carved out a 14-year career defined by his hard hustle, clutch time production. But it's his role in the 2011 playoffs that cement his spot at that number 4 on the list. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was thinking what that Mavs team did to the league in 2011. We could say that championship is the most deserved, stressful, like championship ever. Like they had to run through Miami, and nobody, you know what I mean? Like they went crazy, and them boys went crazy. Let's set the scene. Defending championship Lakers stacked and favorite Dallas Mavericks head coach Rick Carlisle unleashes X Factor Barea. That's crazy. Your X Factor was JJ Barea. That's kind of dope. The undersized guard torched the Lakers, dropped coverage, relentlessly attacked the paint, and forced switches that made LA's bigs look helpless at times. He averaged 11 and 5 for the series, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. It was the chaos he created that had the Mavs sweep the series. It got so bad for LA that Andrew Bynum delivered a full WWE style elbow to Barea in game 4. Whoa. I'm having to look that up. That sounds crazy. A flagrant foul that earned the big man an ejection and suspension. You don't commit that kind of foul unless the guys give you nightmares. Yeah, Barea went on to play a key role in the finals. In the finals at Dallas, shocked the Miami's big 3. The world win the 2011 title across 831 games career, mostly with Dallas, plus a short stint in Minnesota. He averaged we'll go 9 for often running the offense with a poised, fearless. Barea wasn't just a scrappy backup; he was a playoff killer. I understand why he's up here this far. Cause like I said, that championship run, that was. The Mavericks did their thing on that one. So let's keep going. Udonis Haslem, yeah. You know, most people only remember Udonis Haslem at the back end of his career, but prime Udonis Haslem was a big X factor for them for all of Miami throughout his entire career. But most people only remember him from the past, recent years. After the big 3, where he didn't really play much, and he was just just in the locker room, being that vet that you need. But yeah, Udonis got fun fact. Not even fun fact. Go look at Udonis Haslem highlights. He got some crazy dunks. He got some crazy highlights. Shout out Udon, man. Udonis Haslem NBA journey defined heat culture. Undrafted out of Florida in 2002, the 6'8" big man went overseas to play in France, transformed his body and came back ready to grind. Back in the NBA, he signed with his hometown Heat and never left. Spending 20 seasons with one franchise, the longest run for any undrafted player in league history. But loyalty alone doesn't earn you a top 3 spot. Championship impact does, and has him delivered that over 3 decades. I'm trying to tell you, he did. He won 3 titles, 06, 2012, and 2013, and participated in to varying degrees in 7 finals. In the first in 2006, and the last in 2023, his career average was 7 points, 6 rebounds per game. Wow. Won't wow you, but his value came in dirty work, defending rebounds, selling brutal screens, and holding your teammates accountable. He was the guy every contender needs, but only a few have. Yeah, like I said, shout out U9, man. You know, I'm a Heat fan, so I ain't got nothing but love for U9, man. Good stuff. And number 1, I want to guess, my guess was correct earlier. It's oh no, okay. I thought we was on number 2. John Starks. Shout out John Starks. Okay, I'm gonna say about John Starks. John Starks was an absolute bucket. It's a quick read. John Starks was built for New York, undrafted in '88 and cut from multiple teams. He clawed his way into the league with the kind of edge that became his trademark. His undersized physique, the underdog origin, embodied the puncher's chance mentality of the 90s Knicks. By the early 90s, he wasn't just a role player. He was the emotional engine of the bruising Knicks team. Tough, fearless, and never wanted back down. Starks became a fan favorite and a legit all-star. His career averages were 12, we'll round up 4, 3, and 1. Over 866 games don't tell the whole story. Starks made the All-Star team in '94, won NBA Sixth Man of the Year in '97, and earned all defensive second team honors in '93. A great career for any NBA player, especially an undrafted one. Yeah, that is John Starks is a good one. Anything I'm gonna say about him? John Starks, absolute bucket. Was a tough could get on that rim for sure. Go watch the highlights. Definitely get on that rim, but. Then we have, number 1, Ben Wallace. We don't even have to. We know Ben Wallace, man. One of the best shot blockers all time. One of the best defenders all the time. Muscle, strong man, big base. 6'9", played like he was 7'3", on that rim, blocking shots. Ben Wallace wasn't just good for an undrafted player. He was one of the greatest defenders ever. Left undrafted out of Virginia Union in '96, Wallace went from a backup big to the backbone of the championship Detroit Pistons team. As a 6'9" center, Wallace redefined what a franchise cornerstone can be as a defensive alchemist, turning offensive sets and turnovers, shooting percentage into stock market drops. That's funny. His career numbers shows his defensive impact. 10 boards. Whoa. Wow. Okay. 10 boards, 2 blocks per game, but it's all just Starks. 4-time defensive player of the year, 4-time All-Star. 5-time All-NBA selection, 6-time All-Defensive Team member. He takes a top spot because he's the only undrafted player in NBA history to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. Let that sink in. Yeah, that'll do it. Ben Wallace, that Pistons teams, when the NBA was just all about offense, you know, like and defense, and Ben Wallace and that Pistons team, they showed y'all that, yeah, you know, we could score. But we're gonna score off of these turnovers, though. We're gonna make y'all feel bad. But okay, that was a nice little list, though. You know, Ben Wallace, Hall of Famer. It was expected him to be number 1, but that was a nice little list. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Y'all let me know where y'all rank these players on the list. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you next video. We out of here. Peace. I hope you enjoyed the video.